Football is back. What's going on, everybody? Spunky 901 coming guys another video. Coming at you guys with my Eagles Packers Week 1 preview. So, football's back. The last time the Eagles played a meaningful game, it was a embarrassing loss, playoff loss in the wild card round against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in January. Eagles made a lot of big improvements this offseason, particularly to that defense. Made some improvements to the offense as well, bringing in former New York Giants running back Saquon Barkley. Trading for former Washington Commanders wide receiver Jahan Dotson. But like I said, the defense definitely was one of our biggest weaknesses last season, particularly in that secondary. Eagles addressed the secondary by, of course, bringing back C.J. Gardner-Johnson, which was a big, pickup, bringing him back after he spent 1 year with the Detroit Lions. Drafting young corners like Quinyon Mitchell, just making big moves. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. bringing, former Eagles great Jeremiah Trotter Sr.'s son. Cooper DeJean, drafted him. So the Eagles have definitely made, they definitely made the effort to try to improve this defense. Of course, Sean Desai moving on from him and Matt Patricia, bringing in Vic Fangio, bringing him back because Vic Fangio was here 2022. Then he went down to Miami and coached the Dolphins defense, and now he's back with us. Brian Johnson moving on from him, bringing in former Cowboys offensive coordinator, former Los Angeles Chargers offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. So the Eagles have definitely made a lot of changes. We've lost some leadership. Obviously losing long-time center Jason Kelsey. That was a big loss, of course. Losing Fletcher Cox in the defense, and we're going to this season with this being the last year of Brandon Graham's career. So quite some changes made, but quite some changes for the better. On paper, it appears for the Eagles, but as we all know, it doesn't matter what it looks like on paper. It's how you execute on the field. And the Eagles have a great challenge to start the season off. The Green Bay Packers, with their young, promising quarterback, this kid, he started off slow. The Packers quarterback I'm talking about, of course, started off slow. He spent a couple of years learning from Aaron Rodgers, and now the Green Bay Packers is his team. Of course, I am referring to Jordan Love, and that second half of his season, the second half, he exploded. Took the Cowboys, took the Packers into the playoffs, getting what was to a lot of people a shocking win in Green Bay against the Dallas Cowboys. Don't let that score fool you. That was pure domination by the Green Bay Packers in that game, and this guy got paid. He got a big payday this all season. So the Packers are they're behind their guy, and for good reason. He's definitely shown that, he's learned a lot from one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, and he is definitely, I believe, going to be one of those quarterbacks that we're talking about as one of the top quarterbacks in the league for many years. So, nothing but respect for Jordan Love. I think he has a very bright future ahead of him. And the last time we played the Packers, which was 2022 Sunday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers was their quarterback then, but Aaron Rodgers went out with an injury, and then Jordan Love came in and threw a touchdown against our defense in that game. Looked pretty good against our defense, and I saw for that moment right there, yeah, you can see that this guy has learned quite a bit from Aaron Rodgers. Very similar playing styles. Definitely a playmaker for them. And quite frankly, we're gonna have our hands full. We're gonna have our hands full. In Brazil. NFL with their international game push. This is considered a home game for the Eagles, of course, but it's going to be played on foreign soil, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So Eagles will not be wearing their signature green colors. The Green Bay Packers will also have to wear different colors because of the NFL not wanting players to wear the Packers or the Eagles to wear their traditional colors. But with that said, this is gonna be a challenge for the Eagles. A good challenge to start the season off to see exactly what this Eagle get a first glance at what this Eagles team look like because there's a lot of question marks. You lose 6 out of 7 games last season to close the season out. You struggled really the entire season. There's no ifs and buts. This team struggled. They absolutely struggled. Forget about that 11-1 start. They struggled for most of that season. Easily 9 out of those 11 games could have went the other way. That Eagles team was not together, period, that season, and it showed from the very beginning. Barely getting by, beating the Patriots, barely, struggling against Washington. I know it's a division rival, but the way they struggled was inexcusable. Just losing to the Arizona Cardinals, just embarrassing losses and embarrassing close games that should not have been as close. Meanwhile, you see teams like the 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys dominating against teams that they're supposed to dominate against. This is the Eagles team that was coming off of a Super Bowl appearance. But by the way they played, you would not have known that, So, yeah. New season, though, we'll see if the changes at coordinator, the young guys that we brought in on defense, bringing back Gardner Johnson, if that makes an improvement of this defense. On paper, yeah, they look great. But, keys to victory are plain and simple. We have got to get to Jordan Love. He's still a young quarterback. He's one of those guys that, is so poised in the pocket. He's so poised in the pocket. If he has to get out of the pocket and use his legs, he has shown that he is definitely effective at that. We have got to make sure that we contain him. We have got to make sure that we get the pressure on him, hit him early. Get the pressure on him early. We need sacks. Last year we took a step back when it came to defensive pressure on the D-line. This season we got to make sure that we're getting that pressure. And for him, he has a very solid running back in Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, of course, is former Las Vegas Raider running back. He was a former first-round pick in 2019. We got to make sure we take away the running game. We have got to take away the running game and try to make Jordan Love, try to make him as uncomfortable as possible in that in that pocket. Force some turnovers, force some mistakes. He's still a young quarterback. He's gonna make mistakes. We gotta make sure that we're forcing mistakes. So when I say that, I need leaders like Brandon Graham to step up in this game. I need, Bryce Huff, who we brought in from the Jets to replace Hassan Reddick. We need that pressure there. We need big man Jalen Carter, big man Jordan Davis. We need those guys, Moro Jomo. We need those guys to get that pressure, take away the run, get the pressure on Jordan Love. Do not let Jordan Love get comfortable in that pocket. When it comes to the linebackers, I feel like on paper, the linebacker core that we have, I feel pretty good about it. Nolan Smith, Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who I think is going to be a stud for many years to come. If he's even half the player that his father was, just a stud. N'Kobe Dean is going to be our starting linebacker. He has been outperforming Devin White, who will not be playing in this game. Jalen Hunt is another guy that I'm gonna keep an eye on this game, a very close eye on this game. Those guys, some young linebackers, but I think they can grow with this team and they can be a very solid linebacker core for many years to come. Linebacker has been one of our biggest weaknesses for many years. But I see potential in this group of linebackers that we do have. We just need those guys to be able to cover, to definitely cover, and be able to also get the pressure when we need them to bring the pressure. I'm expecting in the Vic Fangio system that this is going to be a defense that definitely blitzes a lot more than what we are accustomed to with Vic Fangio. Because if you watch Vic Fangio's defense when he was with the Chicago Bears, he brought the pressure. He was not afraid to bring the pressure, and we got to bring that pressure. When it comes to our secondary, that was our biggest weakness on defense in 2023. Like I said, guys like Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Avante Madison in the slot. Of course, we still got the veteran like we still got the veteran presence of Darius Slay. We got some bad news that Isaiah Rodgers will not be playing this game. That is some bad news, but it's next man up. Next guy got to step up and make plays. Keely Ringo, who I saw a lot of promise from last year, and I think Keely Ringo is going to get better as time goes on. The guy was an absolute stud in college. Came in and took advantage of the moments that he had last year. I think going into year 2 for him, he's going to just get better and better. So this secondary, they're going to be tested. Going up against Jordan Love, they are going to be tested. We're going to see exactly what this secondary is made of, going up against what I believe is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the future stars of the league, in Jordan Love. So, with that said, secondary, their assignment is very simple. You got, we got to make sure that we do not let Jordan Love get comfortable slinging that ball downfield, because just like Aaron Rodgers, he is not afraid to sling that ball downfield. His wide receivers, of course, his favorite target, Christian Watson, definitely somebody that we got to make sure that we have an eye on at all times. Jaden Reed, another guy that we have to make sure that we have an eye on at all times. So yeah. Like I said, we got to make sure that we don't let him get comfortable. Do not let him get comfortable in that pocket. Do not let him scan that field. Take away that running game of Josh Jacobs. Now for the Eagles' offense, the keys to victory are plain and simple. Get in the groove early. That has been one of the biggest problems with the Eagles, especially last year. They would struggle in the first half, and then the second half they would start getting it going. We need to get it going early. We need to get it going early. Get that running game going. Get that running game going. We got Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Gainwell at running back. Will Shipley, of course, being the third running back. But get Saquon Barkley some carries early. The thing I love about Saquon Barkley is he's one of those complete backs. He can catch out of the backfield. One hell of a runner. Reminds me a lot of Barry Sanders, the way he plays. If he can stay healthy, fingers crossed. If he can stay healthy, he could be for the Eagles what the 49ers, of course, with Christian McCaffrey, he could be that for the Eagles. I'm not gonna jinx anything, or I'm not trying to jinx anything, but I'm saying if he can stay healthy in this system where he's not the main workload on our offense like he was with the Giants. If we match him well, he stays healthy, he could be like what Christian McCaffrey was for the 49ers. Fingers crossed on that one. But get that running game going early with Saquon Barkley. I think we can definitely exploit this defensive line of the Green Bay Packers. That will open up things in the passing game, especially the play action. It will open up things, for Dallas Goedert at tight end, and of course, to our wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson in the slot. You get that play action pass going. You keep that defense honest, and then you can stretch that field with our playmakers at wide receiver. Jalen Hurts, protect the football. Turnovers were a killer for the Eagles last year, especially that second meeting against the Dallas Cowboys, which A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Hurts, all three of them fumbled the football in that game. We got to protect the football. We cannot turn the football over. Against a very good quarterback like Jordan Love, you cannot give him, you got to limit his offensive opportunities to score. So protect the football. Get that running game going early. Protect the ball, Saquon Barkley and Kenneth Gainwell. Get that running game going. That will open up things in the passing game. Play action pass to Dallas Goedert at tight end. And then, of course, Jalen Hurts can stretch the field more with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Jahan Dotson. Offensive line has got to protect them. We took a big loss with Jason Kelce retiring, but that's why we got Cam Jurgens in here. Jason Kelce hand-selected Cam Jurgens to be his replacement when Cam Jurgens was drafted by the Eagles. So now, Cam Jurgens, it's your moment to begin your legacy as the next great center for the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see what you can do. I have confidence in you because I saw this guy play. He is an absolute bulldozer. We played him at guard. The past couple of years, but now he is the starting center for the Eagles. It might take some time for that chemistry to build because they're getting used to Jalen Hurts getting used to his new center and stuff. But I believe Cam Jurgens will be that next great center for the Eagles. And if he's even half the player that Jason Kelce was, then the Eagle fans, we got a reason to be happy. We got a reason to be excited. We got a reason to be optimistic. But offensive line, protect Jalen Hurts, give him time to scan that field, find those wide receivers down the field. Open up those running lanes for the running backs. When it comes to a score prediction, I do expect some points to be put on the board in this game. I got the Eagles win this game by a score of, I give it a 35-28 win by the Eagles. I think it's going to be a pretty sizable score. Like I said, Jordan Love, nothing but respect for him. I think he's one of the bright, the futures of the league. And I don't expect the Eagles' defense to stop him every offensive possession. I believe the Packers are going to score their points, but I believe our offense is going to score their points as well. And I expect this defense to make a couple plays here and there to help the Eagles' offense put the game away. So I'm going with a 35-28 Eagles victory. But don't make me regret that pick, Eagles. Last year, I really hope that was the way you guys finished that season, the way that season was throughout the season. I hope you guys have put that behind you, and that fired you guys up to come out this year and put out a much better showing. So I'm going with my Birds. Prime time Friday night in Brazil. In a whole different country. I'm going with my Birds. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint me, because when I come on here following that game, I want to be coming on here celebrating a victory, not talking about what we did not do right to win that game. So, I'm picking my Birds to start off 1-0. Not going to be easy, but I love the fact that we have a formidable opponent, a team that was just a few plays away from the NFC Championship game last year, the Green Bay Packers. I love that we have given a formidable opponent early to start the season off, because it's going to be a great early season challenge for this team. We're going to learn a lot about this Eagles team. We're going to learn a lot about them, about, did they make the right moves to improve and make sure that, what happened in 2023 does not repeat itself. We're going to learn a lot. I know it takes time for teams to build chemistry, especially teams with newer players on it. But with the talent on this defense, there's no reason why this team can't go out there and have a very solid showing on defense. Like I said, I expect Jordan Love and the Packers to get their points, but I expect our offense to answer back, and I expect our defense to rise to the occasion and make stops when we need them to make stops. Last year, we could not count on this defense to do that. I'm crossing my fingers yet again that this year we can count on them to do that. So, yeah, I'm going with my Birds to win this game. But every man got to do their job. Every side of the field got to do their job. Offense, special teams, defense, return game, kickers, Jake Elliott, Braden Mann, those guys, they all have to do their job. So we'll see what happens. That's my preview for this game. I'm still getting myself back in the groove of things. I was enjoying this all season. Not stressing out every Sunday over football, of course. But we're back into football, and I am excited to have football back. It is great to have Sundays, being able to kick back and enjoy football. Getting the Eagles game out, on Friday, so that Sunday I can sit back and watch all the other teams play. But let's get that win. Let's start off 1-0, and let's take it 1 week at a time. 35-28 is my prediction that the Eagles win this game. As always, let's go Birds. Spunky Nights and Ones out of here. Fly Eagle Fly. Peace.
That's all, folks.